What if I told you the way that we've been looking at sports betting all along has been completely wrong? The bets that we look to make every single day are the wrong ones. And there's a specific market that you could be playing that's going to give yourself a serious advantage. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what that is in this video. Every day that we look to bet on sports, what do we normally look for? We look for what is going to happen. We're trying to predict what is going to happen, whether it be in a game or a player prop or any sort. We're trying to predict exactly what's going to happen and what outcome we're going to get. So for example, how many times do we look for this? Look, for, let's say in baseball, okay, who's going to hit a home run, okay? Let's say in golf, who's going to win the tournament? Or tennis, who's going to win the tournament, right? That's what we're looking for. We're looking for those type of bets, right? That's what the normal public bet is like, who's going to get this done, okay? Whether it be in baseball, golf, tennis, the NFL, who's going to win the Super Bowl? Who's going to win the AFC Championship, the NFC Championship, right? That's what we're always looking for. We're looking for who's going to do something, whether it be a player or a team. But what if the whole time we've been completely wrong? We should be actually looking at the opposite of all of this. Because let's just think about common sense here, okay? How hard is it for an MLB player to hit a home run? It's incredibly hard. It's hard for them just to get hit, right? But that's incredibly hard for them to hit a home run. In golf, how hard is it for a player to win an actual tournament? It's incredibly hard. And it's very hard to be able to choose which player is going to actually do that. In tennis, how hard is it to, pick who's going to win the tournament? It's not as hard as golf, but it's still pretty hard to be able to pick who's going to win a specific tournament. Now let's go ahead and flip this. Watch how easy this becomes when we flip the script. Let's go with the MLB, okay? How about choosing a player to not hit a home run, okay? How about in golf, choosing a player to not win a tournament? Tennis, a player to not win the tourney. How about in the NFL, a team to not win the AFC Championship, a team to not win the Super Bowl, a team to not win the NFC Championship? How much easier is it for that? We've completely flipped the script here now. It's pretty easy to any day pick a player that's not going to hit a home run in the MLB. In golf, it's pretty easy to pick a player that's not going to win the tournament for that weekend. In tennis, same thing. It's pretty easy to pick a player that's not going to win the tournament. Now, this has been hiding in plain sight for every single sports bettor that's out there, but you've all completely ignored it. And I'm going to explain the exact reasons why you guys have all ignored it. If you guys want to make sure what outcome that you're predicting to not happen is the correct bet or not, all you have to do is type it into the Linemaker AI, which is a sports betting chatbot that will tell you exactly if it is a good bet or not. So you could literally ask it, is Chris Gotterup a good bet to not win the Rocket Mortgage Classic this weekend? And it'll tell you exactly if it's a good bet or not, without you having to do any manual research or going to look for other things. It's going to take you hours among hours of time. If you guys want a free trial for that, so that way you can see exactly how it works and the power of the Linemaker Sports Betting chatbot, make sure you guys click the link in the description. Number one is going to be excitement. It's not exciting, right, to watch a guy not hit a home run, or not win a golf tournament, or not win a tennis tournament, or a team to not win the Super Bowl. It's not exciting, right? That's not fun to watch, okay? But here's the difference between fun and winning. Fun, you're looking to be entertained, right? Making money is not always exciting. And quite frankly, the boring way of doing things is actually the best way to make money. Just think about when you go to a 9-to-5 job. It's boring, right? It's repetitive. It's something you do every single day. It's boring, but what does it do? It makes you money, right? It's not exciting to do. What is something exciting to do? It's to go to the bar with your friends and go hang out and watch games. And what do? You end up spending money and you lose money for the excitement. So you're trading money for excitement. There's no difference when it comes to sports betting here. And the sports books know this. That's why they know that sports bettors are going to look for an outcome to happen rather than for an outcome not to happen, because they want to be entertained and they want the excitement. That's the mental aspect behind what I'm teaching you today, okay? You have to be able to flip the script. If you flip the script, now everything's completely changed. The excitement might not be there. You might not get the dopamine rush that you're looking for, but guess what? The winning will be there. And what follows winning is money. And that's the only thing you should actually care about. Now let's get to the second reason people ignore this. The odds on an event to not occur are usually higher. And they're going to be, because it's common sense, right? For something to not happen, it's more likely that it's not going to happen than it is going to happen. Let's say for a home run, for an example, you take somebody batting 7th in a lineup that's only batting 180 on an entire season, and they've had one home run, and we're already more than halfway through the season. What are the odds they're going to get a home run in that game? Yeah, the odds are probably pretty high, right? Because they're not going to get a home run in that game. But here's the thing. There's free money literally sitting on the table. And the thing is this isn't always available at every single sportsbook, okay? But I have found that it is available at prediction markets like Kalshi. It is 100% available for every single type of bet. There's 2 ways you can go, which is yes or no. So you could predict for the outcome to happen, or you could predict for it to not happen. And I'm going to show you guys that. We're going to dive into Kalshi a little bit, and I'm going to show you the examples of what it looks like in there. But I'm here to tell you that there's free money literally just sitting on the table for some of these things that you need to look at, okay? The odds might be high, but I'm telling you right now, that's free money. There's free money literally sitting on the table, whether it be a couple $100 or, depending on how much money you're putting down, it could be a couple $1,000s. It's just free money that's just sitting there, okay? Because think of it this way. Again, how easy is it for somebody to not catch a touchdown pass? It's way easier for it to not happen than for it to happen. And all you have to do is make sure that the implied probability and the true probability jive and will give us a plus edge. That's all you have to do, okay? As long as that makes sense, then you got free money. Literally, you could print free money. And again, when you're using a prediction market like Kalshi, for example, you are not going to get limited because it's peer-to-peer. You're just taking somebody else's money. You're taking the public's money who likes picking the long shots of who's going to hit a home run or who's going to win a tournament. Now let me go ahead and show you guys an example here of what I'm talking about. Okay, let's take a look at a golf tournament. Okay, we're going to look at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. For somebody to win the tournament, we're going to look at Chris Gotterup. His odds to not win the tournament right now are minus 1,800. That's an implied probability of 94%. But guess what? He's never in his history of playing golf on the PGA Tour ever won this tournament. So what do we got there? We have a 100% true probability, giving us a plus 6% edge. So what does that mean? That means there's free money sitting on the table for you to pick him to not win the tournament. It's literally that simple because there's free money just sitting there. There's no reason to overthink it. It's the easiest way to be able to bet on sports and to be able to find free money consistently. All you have to do is worry about an outcome to not happen, okay? To not happen. Remember that. I'm going to put in big letters here. Not. Stop worrying about something that's going to happen. Stop trying to predict the future of what is going to happen. Because guess what? When it comes down to it, you're not going to know exactly what's going to happen. That's just the way that it is. The easiest way to do this is to predict for it to not happen. Now, like I said, the biggest problem here is not a lot of sports books offer that, okay? And the reason why they don't offer that is because what I just told you, it's free money, okay? Why would they offer you something that's free money? All right, most of your sports books, DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, Fanatics, all that stuff, they're not going to offer you an option to not have an outcome happen. Okay, it's not going to happen. Why? Because like I said, it's free money. They're not going to do that. So where you have to go for this stuff is prediction markets like Kalshi, like Polymarket. That's where you have to go. Now let's dive into Kalshi so I can show you guys an example of what this type looks like. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. For example, what I was just using for an example, which is the Rocket Mortgage Classic. Look at the options here for players to not win a tournament. Literally just free money sitting there, okay? Most of these players have never won this tournament, and they're not going to win this tournament this week. So what you have to do is literally go through and just print money. Like I said, look, you can go through and just, whoever has never won this tournament, go and take it. Look, if you want. You can put as much money as you want, because look at the volume pool here as well on Kalshi. Almost $53 million in the volume pool. So what does that mean? It means you can wager however much money you want on these certain things, okay? Because, like I said, 100% is 100%. That's just plain and simple. So let's go here. Look, if we're going to put $20,000 on this, yeah, you're only making, what, $900? But that's a free $900. Who wouldn't want free money, okay? This guy's not going to win the tournament. Let's think about something else here. Let's go to the Super Bowl, all right? Let's see the Super Bowl here. Who's not going to win the Super Bowl, all right? Let's just throw it out there. Chargers ain't going to win the Super Bowl, right? They're not. They're not going to win the Super Bowl. 20,000. Get you another $800. It's free money, okay? That's free money that's out there for events to not happen. Let's take a look at college football here. We got college football coming up. Let's see exactly national championship winner here. All right, let's go through. Example, Indiana, what? Indiana's not going to win back-to-back, right? they're not going to win back-to-back. It's just not going to happen. Another one, here, 20,000 on that, get you $1,600. $1,600 of free money because it's 100% guaranteed that it's not going to happen. This is what I'm saying. It's way easier to predict what is not going to happen rather than what is going to happen. It's literally that easy. We've been looking at things wrong the whole entire time as we're sitting here trying to predict the future, even though it could still work out, okay? There's still strategies in place that I've created that work for you to be able to predict outcomes to actually happen in certain sports. But the stress is off the table when you're picking for things to not happen, okay? Why try to sit there and sweat something out when you don't need to? And it's as easy as, well, this isn't going to happen, so I'm just going to make money on it. It's that simple. And just like that, you've transitioned from sweating out bets and worrying about you hitting your 7-leg parlay and everything like that to no sweat. And literally everybody's going to be like, how do you just consistently seem to win every single time you make and place a bet? And the reason you could tell them is because I've flipped the script. Instead of trying to predict outcomes to happen, I'm predicting them to not occur, which is just common sense. It really is. When you think about it, it's just common sense. It's the easier route to take. Now, if you have no money and you're trying to look to turn $100 into $10,000, obviously you can't go that route, right? Because that's not going to happen unless it's going to take you 5 years to be able to take $100 to $10,000 in predicting outcomes to not happen. But if you have money and you're looking for an actual investment on how to do this the right way, and how you could actually make money consistently without sweating it out, what I just taught you is going to be the exact route that you're going to want to take. As always, guys, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, I'm out.